eyes are on Yuki. I repeat.
Yeah.
All eyes are on Yuki.
All eyes are definitely on Yuki.
And then the second pair of eyes are on me.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
We're back, recording in a car.
The roving... Oh, we need to not sing. The roving studio is back, baby. And we actually...
We need to not sing and also not shout. Sorry about the audio levels there. We're just very excited. If you are watching this, I'm a hottie sweat mess. I think we need to explain what we are.
No, we look good though.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like I look...
You're like, why is my face oily? I'm like, no, it's not. You look good.
We are actually away with Nissan at the moment. We're in Coldstream, and Pat and I have been loaned a Nissan Z Nismo, ZZ, whatever you want to call it, wherever in the world you are. And I've just had a lot of fun. I've been driving this for 3 hours and just going speed.
Going ham.
She's
been going ham.
It is a 3-litre V6 twin-turbo engine. So it is a lot of fun. It goes to 0-100 in 4.2 seconds. And can confirm it does.
Yeah.
I timed it.
Can confirm it does.
It does.
Yeah.
She's a quick car.
She is a quick car. I did get to experience a bit of her speed, but I was like, Elle, let's record this quickly because I got stuck in so many school zones and boring residential areas driving. So I was like, I need to go drive. But what I can confirm is it does go 0-100 in 4.2 seconds because I did get a little bit of speed around these areas here.
So we're going to go for a drive though. We're going to talk about the car as well whilst we discuss the Japan Grand Prix because that is this weekend. And
we are a mere 5 days away from Japan GP, baby.
I'd just like you to hear the sound of this. There's actually look, hang on. I'll play the sound. I won't play the sound. I'll start the engine and then you can tell me I'll tell you what I think. She's not bad. She's just not, but it is nice and quick. Let's take it for a little spin. We probably won't hit the toppy speeds just because...
we could though.
We could.
You just focus on the drive.
I'm just going to focus on driving and you just tell me what has been happening in the news.
I think before we get into the news, how's your week been, Elle?
The week's only just started and I've been non-stop, but the last 3 hours have obviously been the best 3 hours because I've just been going ham and loving driving this car, pretty much. What about you?
Well, I'm going off my week as of last week. Good week. I had my best friend visiting from overseas, so that's been amazing. I only had her for literally basically 24 hours, but that's okay.
It's better than nothing.
And do you know what? We knew that we were getting Nissans and we didn't know what we were getting. So we were waiting for our cars all day on Monday and then, we've obviously got our group chat with the Hobbs, husbands and boyfriends of Pod. And
it should be called the Hoffs now.
I know, it should be the Hoffs.
Husband and fiance.
Yeah, Hoffs, true.
The Hoffs.
And then it'll just be the husbands.
The hose.
Husbands of Pods. No, the Hops.
Hops.
Husbands of Pod.
Anyway,
we were very, very excited when we received. Elle's like, so look what I've received. And Peter's like, oh my God, if we get a Duke. And I'm laughing because I'm like, why are you saying we, Peter? It's no we, it's me. As in it's you and it's me. And I'm pointing to Elle, you, and I'm pointing to me, not we, Peter. It's our car. But anyway, no. So good week. Very, very excited for what's to come these next 24 hours.
Hang on. All right. Next 24 hours is going to be very exciting with Nissan.
Make sure you're in Sport Plus mode.
But I'm going to put it in Sport Plus mode. Thanks, Pat. And we're going to go to 0-100. All right. You going to count? I'm starting at 10. Wait, I'll start lower. Okay.
Yeah, just...
And then we're going to talk about the podcast. The podcast? They're fun. I can't even concentrate. All right, I'm concentrating on it.
You focus on the road? Wow! Your face. Oh my God.
That has been me.
Yeah,
for
let's
the
do
last 3 hours. Like, we're in the wine country.
Actually, for those that don't know, so where we are, this is the Yarra Valley. So this is wine country of Victoria. It's a really beautiful area. Lots of wineries around here. Lots of yummy food. Lots of fantastic produce. We are with Nissan. So I guess I'll talk us through today. We've arrived. We're at this beautiful place called Mellitos, where it's a winery. We've got some really nice goodies from Nissan. It's going to be an exciting next 24 hours. But I think we need to, enough about this, and I think we really need to talk about the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in this part of our notes, we've got F1 news, and I just wrote Yuki. Liam.
Yuki!
The end. That's
The
it.
end.
That's all that's happened.
Wait, Yuki or Liam? What did you say in the notes? I haven't seen the notes.
I wrote Yuki. Liam. The end.
The end. Yeah. Well, look, we heard about the swap. If you have listened to, actually, no, you wouldn't have listened to it yet because it was coming out later this week.
Yes.
But we've done an amazing interview with Luke Smith, F1 journalist, and we discussed touching base on that, on
Do you want to go a bit faster?
what it was like. What it was like for him hearing that all in the paddock. Prior.
Yeah, so that episode will come out later this week. That was a really fantastic chat we did have with Luke. But yes, I'm not even going to say unless you've been living under a rock, because obviously we need to discuss Yuki taking the Red Bull seat. And oh my God, it's so layered. There is so much.
It's such a complex situation, and I think it's almost bullying. It's bullying.
Yeah.
It's grade A bullying, because how do you give someone only 8 days officially in Red Bull? Like, that's just... you got to believe in your drivers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why
everyone
did you
says
give them
it's
that
the car, but what was the point?
What was the point?
Now what's probably going to happen, and I don't know if you agree with this, Pat, I actually think that Liam is going to outperform Yuki, because Max will be right that Liam will perform better and be faster in the Visa Cash app car, and Yuki won't be able to drive that Red Bull car. And now I think it's going to fall flat on its face and be embarrassing. And I'm scared.
I guess if we're first talking about Liam, oh my gosh, my heart broke with that post that he made about, like, it was always my dream to drive the Red Bull. And there's a photo of him with, like, his school report or school project saying, like, I'm going to be an F1 driver, and it broke my heart. I do think that, look, it's really shit and poor form on Red Bull's behalf. But on a business level, I think that they are just, and I can imagine Kristen Horner is just saying, no, we're not going through this again, where we're going to have someone sitting in this seat and not perform. And we would rather just pull the pin and, like, make a call early on in the season to guarantee more points, because they probably still want to be contenders for the constructors.
Unless you can clone Max, that's not going to happen.
Well, I know.
That car is screwed. They could have spent more time with Liam teaching him about that car, but they chose not to.
Yeah.
And who says that Yuki knows any better?
Well, I mean, I guess this is something, Yuki has been in the Red Bull family for a lot longer, and people can argue that maybe he did deserve that seat from the beginning.
But the reason why he deserved that seat from the beginning, because he'd been there longer. He does not, look, I think the whole situation is awful. Yeah. And I don't know how it's going to turn out, but Yuki deserved that seat because he'd been there longer, and that was it. That was the only reason why. Who says that he can actually drive this car? Everyone, this car is cursed. It is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher car.
It's cursed.
It's cursed.
And I feel like honestly, I was just racking my brain. I was like, I genuinely think the only person that would do that seat justice is Charles Leclerc.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think that is the only driver that could drive that car besides Max.
I reckon Daniel Ricciardo can.
No.
He's not
he
coming
can,
back,
no.
but I reckon Danny can.
No.
I think he's got the experience. I also think Alonso would be able to drive it.
No, I think Daniel, look, obviously they can. It's not to say that they can't. They can drive it. But to the level that Max Verstappen can drive that car, I think the only driver is Charles Leclerc. You can't say that Daniel Ricciardo could do that, because he did have that position. He did, look, all things considered, he did relatively well. I actually do think he did much better than Checo. Depends on the day. but I do think that the only match to Max Verstappen in that car would be Charles. And if they were a team, they would be unstoppable. But Charles, I don't want you to go to Red Bull. So like, don't get any ideas. Don't get any ideas. Don't even think about it. Would be very interesting to see Lewis in that seat too. Actually, whoa.
Nah, I like Lewis and Ferrari, but I don't think he'll ever count that sprint as his win, especially after he got disqualified.
Yeah,
China. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but. Yeah, and then I guess, but you know, we did speak about this at the beginning of the season where I was kind of like, I was really happy to see Liam in that seat, but I also would have been really happy to see Yuki in that seat. I think they've both equally deserved that spot. And that's why this season is so tricky as well, is because we've got so many drivers that deserve a seat, Franco Colapinto included. Like, he absolutely proved himself last year. He should have a seat this year. He doesn't. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, at least
Visa Cash App is a full rookie team now.
It is a full rookie team. It's been a while since we've had a full rookie team.
Like, that's quite big.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while since we've seen that. But Yuki, I am so excited to see Yuki in this car. I'm also terrified. I'm terrified that
because it's his home race.
Yeah, I'm also terrified
And
that it's the home race curse and the media pressure. And we've spoken about this. Think about all the commitments that he has. He would already have had being his home race. Let's throw into the mix that now he's in this Red Bull car. All eyes are on Yuki. I repeat.
Yeah.
All eyes are on Yuki.
All eyes are definitely on Yuki.
And then the second pair of eyes are on Liam.
And then my eyes are on the road.
And your eyes are on the road. Good girl. Patty's Social Corner.
Patty's Social Corner.
Patty's Social Corner. I've got 3 things for you.
Yeah.
First one. Well, this isn't really a social corner, but did you see the Williams boys with the Puma merch?
No.
Oh my God, they've made this sick merch. It's like yellow and blue and like kind of 80s vintage, like spray jackets with like the blue down here.
Oh.
Yeah, very happy about that. Nice to see that Carlos is looking less pale.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Also, I don't know if you saw less pale. Zhou Guanyu. What? Harper's Bazaar China.
I didn't see
Oh.
that. Good. Where have I been? To be
Oh
fair,
my God.
I've been working on photo shoots non-stop since Friday. So
Yeah, you've been shooting away.
So-
But yeah, so Zhou, I mean, it wasn't, I just randomly came across this, but Zhou Guanyu was, I believe, on the cover of Harper's Bazaar China. Holy shit, he looks so hot. I don't know if you saw as well, I mean, we didn't really touch on this, but China GP last week, he is the Ferrari reserve driver. They obviously did a lot with Zhou Guanyu, and they've sort of done a play on, I'll show you when we're stopped. They've done a play on like him in a garage and Ferrari, and it's all sexy and he looks mint. And then also I was going to say there's a lot of chatter about Lando and Magui this last week. Magui, have you seen that?
now, what's the chat about
So
now?
first of
Are
all,
they
there
not
was
together anymore.
No, well,
so if anyone's wondering who that is,
no, because it's not.
So let me just explain who that is, because we've not actually mentioned her before, and people might not actually know that is Lando's alleged girlfriend, but pretty much like there's so much media spotting them out together. Like she's come to races, like it's been over a year and it's always her, and like they're always together.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. Yes. What's the chatter now about?
Oh
her?
yeah, the thing is, no, so because it's never been confirmed, and he never speaks about her. But then like people are insane. Someone took a photo and like zoomed in the photo so hard, and they were like, I can see the inside of his wallet, and inside his wallet there's a Polaroid picture of the two of them. People are nuts. And then also they were spotted in Lando got this new Porsche actually, and they were driving around in Monaco.
Isn't it crazy that yes, they had a break from Japan to China, but sustainable wise, like
they all go home
back to Monaco and go back to Europe.
Yeah.
And then from Japan, and then now go back to China, and we've got a triple header coming up. I'm just like, that ain't sustainable.
Yeah, well, I know like a lot of the people we spoke to and teams, they sort of stayed on and stayed in China, or even they did like a few people went to Bali just to kind of stay in the region.
Yeah, it's just
better for that net zero. But yeah, it is interesting. But anyway, Japan GP.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Irashaimase. Danki desu ka. Hi.
Otanjobi omedetou. Otanjobi.
1,2,3,4,5,6,7,8,9,10. What are your predictions?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Well,
22.
that is so confusing.
Well, have you seen the liveries, Elle?
Oh, the liveries look so good. I'm obsessed with the Haas. I love that there's so much play on the cherry blossom because it is cherry blossom season.
It's very like kawaii vibes.
Yeah.
And that is what I love. And that is actually kind of the same vibe that we did for our viewing party, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But yeah, very kawaii vibes. Loved it. Also the RB, Red Bull.
Yes.
Oh,
It does look great. When
Sexy.
they did that reveal, subtle reveal. Like,
subtle reveal, yeah.
What do you call that? Not a subtle reveal, like a
Slow fade.
a drip feed, an Easter egg. I don't know. And it looked black with just a little bit of red and white. I was like, ooh! And then I was like, hang on, that's not the livery. But I was like, that would have been sick if it was like that.
Yeah, it would have been. It absolutely would have been. Yeah, love seeing the liveries coming out to play. But yeah, Japan predictions. So last year Checo was on podium. I actually think that may have been one of his last podiums forever until next year.
April Fool's, my prediction is that it's a double Red Bull podium. A chance. Again, no, it's not going to happen again.
What is your prediction?
Oh, look, I think Max could actually be up there. I think he does quite well on this course if he doesn't have any issues with the car.
Yeah.
I think Lewis will definitely also have high performing score there in the top 4. I hope to see him on podium, but I do think it's going to be another McLaren win between Lando and Oscar, and I think it's going to be like the next 3 races, to be honest.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I love Suzuka. It's one of those tracks that it's basically like a go-kart track. There's like a lot of really fun corners and then high-speed straights. I do think...
Yeah, I think the rookies will have fun on this track.
I think so too, yeah. I'm really excited to see them out there. But yeah, I agree. I'm thinking McLaren, Ferrari, but also Mercedes. I think that George will do well. Yeah,
Kimi will definitely get in the points.
Yep, Kimi
I think
will
Kimi's
absolutely
going to stay in the points for a little bit.
Yep, and I also think I think we'll see Carlos and Albon up there.
Yeah. Also, we didn't mention this as well. Valtteri is the McLaren reserve driver now as well, so he's actually been testing the 2023 McLaren.
I did see that.
In Barcelona.
Barcelona.
So that's kind of cool that he's now part of that team as well.
It's weird though. I can't imagine him part of a McLaren.
I can.
No,
I can
just
actually
think
see
he's
it.
a Mercedes boy through and through.
Oh, there's a chocolate place over there. Should we
yum.
shop at the chocolate
Maybe let's stop there.
Oh.
Hey, random moment of the week actually.
Yeah.
I saw this today and I'm like, this has to be an April Fool. Because for those who don't know, it's April Fool's today. Has to be an April Fool's prank. Did you see the what's the TV show?
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheim Group. Oppenheim. Sorry, I was saying Oppenheimer, like the movie.
Yeah.
Oppenheim on Selling Sunset. They're a real estate agency in the US, for those that know. And they're on TV show Selling Sunset. Oppenheim, they're like a well-known real estate agency. They did a collaborated post with Jack Doohan saying that they are designing Jack Doohan's helmet for Miami GP and help us design his helmet for Miami GP. I think it's just an April Fool's stunt. What do you think?
I don't know.
And also, because then it just completely shuts your point down.
But I don't know enough about that brand, and I also don't think Alpine is going to be pushing any special marketing with him at the moment.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that it's Jack, and they're not sure where he sits.
Yeah. Green flag and red flag of the week, Elle.
Look, red flag, I've jarred my wrist again boxing, which is just so annoying because I box like 5 times a week, so that hurts. Green flag was definitely getting this car and having like that arrive at my doorstep, and then just been driving it today. I've just had the best time driving this, and I'm someone that gets absolute motion sickness, so there's no way that I could let Pat drive this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we actually go back because I want to have a drive?
Yeah, we need to turn around. But yeah, what about you?
Agreed. Yeah, green flag of the week is having Daisy, my friend, also receiving this car. Red flag of the week was the fact that I've had the most boring drive along residential streets. I was able to get some speed, kind of in the last 10 minutes, but it's not enough. So I want to have it dry.
All right. Well, then in that case, I better turn around, and then I need to take my phone off and stop and have a look where we are and get the maps back out. So we better wrap this little baby up. Little short episode. But make sure you're following along on our socials on Paddock 43 podcast, and also our personal ones, which are linked in our Instagram bio, because that's where all the content from the next 24 hours will be.
Yes.
And if you're in Melbourne, watch party this weekend for the Japan Grand Prix. I will be very fashionably late, but Pat will be there.
Yeah.
She'll be organising everything and having fun.
Yeah, and if you haven't registered, please register, because we want to see your beautiful faces. And
it is free. The registration is purely just so we can let the pub know, like, oh, hey guys, like, we've got this many people coming.
And also,
there's
like a certain set capacity. They can't just have 1,000 people on there.
I've stopped us right in the sun. Anyway,
Nice.
all right.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I know if I ever see the light, I'll be up in the club and so alright.